What's up everybody, Chris here from earningswinner.com. Let's get into another weekly trade review. First symbol here is UPRO. This is a leveraged ETF of the S&P 500. This is something that I've started dollar cost averaging into in my long-term account. It's a strategy that I have completely automated and one that I review in detail in our getting started guide, so I'm not going to go over it here, but you can see here S&P 500 had a pretty nasty sell-off this past week with the leveraged version of the ETF down nearly 6%. I don't necessarily care that I'm down on the trade at the moment. This strategy has a extremely long-term time horizon, around 15 to 20 years. So I say the lower the better. My automation will continue buying this at regular intervals, so I don't even have to monitor it. I don't care what the price is today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. Frankly, this is a wealth building account over the long term, and you can see if we look at the S&P 500 long term, it's trending up and to the right, so there's really no worries here that the market's going lower. In fact, I would like it to go even lower so I could get in at lower prices. Next symbol here is CIEN. This was a manual trade that I put in. You can see earnings was back here on December 9th, and it had a nice rally and finally topped and started trending sideways and down. And as it was getting closer to the low end of this post-earnings price range, I was looking to get in. If we zoom in here, you can see on this day that I entered, it gapped down, but it had started to rally. So I was buying in here around the open and risking this $70 level. If I was wrong on the trade, I was risking very little. And my target, is up here by 75 or 77 and beyond. It bounced a little bit. I was right throughout the morning and into midday, and it just sold off with overall market, and I ended up getting stopped out for a very, very small loss. And it just continued to deteriorate over the next couple of days. So no harm, no foul on this trade. It was good risk reward. I kept my loss small. And as you can see, the loss could have been much larger had I not stuck to my rules and had a risk first mindset going into the trade. Next symbol here is BHLB. This is a trade that came from one of my day trading strategies that's completely automated. This looks for stocks that have had a good reaction on earnings, and it will buy in the morning of earnings as it's breaking out over the pre-market price range. So you can see this first rectangle that I've drawn here. This little dash is a pre-market order that was filled, so that's the level that this algo was looking to trigger off of. You can see earnings had this spike in the morning, and this is where the algo was buying, and then it sold right up here as it was topping out, and I was done with the trade for a small profit. And you can see it pulled back and consolidated all day, and then like the rest of the overall market, it couldn't hold this support level and just fell apart and sold off. Next symbol, BKR, another earnings day morning algo trade. It was buying it here. You can see this candle is the pre-market price action, so that's the trigger that it was buying off of. And then you can see it was selling up here into this resistance zone. It started to put in a series of lower highs, started to consolidate, and then quickly broke that support and crumbled into the close and really started to accelerate with the overall markets. The final trade here is kind of a midterm swing trading algo that we have. This is actually our flagship algo. This strategy will buy earnings winners from the earnings winner watch list that I provide to the community and through the earnings winner app. And basically what it does is it looks for stocks on that list that are putting in new post-earnings highs, and it'll buy those, and it has the risk parameters and the profit taking built into the code. So I just have to feed it this list. It buys the stocks for me and manages the entire position without my intervention. So you can see it's starting to break out above this longer term support zone. So we'll see if it has the momentum to keep going up through this resistance level, and hopefully we can book a good profit. If not, the risk is small. It's risking the low of this candle right here. So I feel pretty good about our odds on this one as well. That's it for this week. Hope you guys learned something, and hope you guys traded well and stayed safe out there. Catch you next time.